So, welcome. How you going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. It's been a fun morning.
It has been our first podcast. Exciting.
Yeah, it is. Very exciting.
This is your vision.
Yeah. Amazing that this could actually happen and come together to be this moment.
It's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you've made it happen.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's quite amazing that we're sitting here.
With all this equipment.
Yeah.
That we don't even know how
That
to
we
use.
don't know how to use. We have no idea what we're doing. And that's okay, because we're going to figure it out.
Yes,
as
all
we go.
the way. So
Yeah.
excuse us if there's some technical issues, but we're just rolling with it.
Yeah. So the reason that we wanted to set up a podcast is that both of us are separated and we found each other later in life and we feel like it's a really strong relationship. And I haven't done my hair. I'm going to do my hair.
You haven't done your hair.
Come on. I'll be back. Just excuse me for a minute.
Your hair.
Keep talking, Mark. Introduce it. You keep talking.
Okay,
Go.
I'll keep talking. So the purpose of this podcast is to hopefully inspire one person out there, to find love like we did. You finished your hair?
That
was
it.
fast.
Yeah.
That's super quick.
No one will probably notice the difference, but anyway, I feel better.
Shall we start again?
No, let's just get a roll with it.
Okay.
It's
alright.
fine. So what did you say? Have you introduced us a little bit?
Well, I needed you to be here with me, but I was just saying, if we can just inspire just one person out there to find love or take that chance, that's what we're here for. Just to inspire people to grow and, open them up for love.
Yeah, I think I was so down during my separation and kind of felt like...
It was the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, meeting you and not even before meeting you, the
Yeah.
growth
Yeah.
and the change in my life.
Well, it
dramatic.
was 20 years of having the same person beside you, and now one day waking up to being by yourself. It's a big, scary change.
It is, yeah. And it was wild, and like living with people I didn't know that well.
Exactly.
All the changes, and then moving into my own place.
Yeah, no one loves change. Well, in our DNA,
Yeah.
it's not something we're used to. But when that happens, there's incredible growth at the end of it.
It is, and that's the theme of this episode. Hearts are meant to be broken. And I think what comes out of it, when I look back now, it's the greatest moment of my life. Like, the separation has been the most incredible period of personal growth, understanding. I was kind of already on that journey anyway, because, our relationship ended pretty much emotionally, like years before we actually finally separated.
Yeah.
So I was starting to experience things on my own, have my own gym routine and did some study, did a master's, and kind of started to really kind of reinvigorate my life. But it's not until you're totally alone.
Yeah.
Even my kids, my kids are in my life, all of a sudden, I'm seeing them once a week now.
Yeah.
And I have all this spare time.
Yeah.
But rather than kind of dwell in it and make it sad,
Yeah.
I embraced it. And
I mean,
took on the challenge.
there's also a period where you need to embrace, so you need to have that time to kind of go through the loss and grieve about what you've lost. And
music's been good for me in that way.
Certain
songs and just kind of bring it out.
Yeah, and some people take longer than others, but as soon as you can do things that you love and find your new joy, that's when incredible growth is around the corner.
Yeah, and like you, I just hope like this whole podcast was just an inspiration for me to maybe encourage that one person out there who listens, if we get one listener, to take the step, like the leap, that first possibility of dating again. And we'll talk about it in probably a later episode, but the way that I came to be dating again was really random and kind of almost by chance. Wasn't really looking to be dating at all. And then within 2 weeks, I'd met you, and my entire life changed.
Yeah, so that's usually how it happens when you kind of let go of attachment or expectations. You then, then it comes when you least expect, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I felt like I was radiating at a good level.
Yes.
I'd found joy, I'd found growth.
Yes.
I'd found love in self, like in my meditation practice, my spirituality, playing lawn bowls again. So like performance and sport. It's always been a great joy of mine. Picked the drum kit out, playing music again, listening to music. You know, picked up the home pod, and I can just Siri up music whenever I want it, any track. It's really nice. Having my own space.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was I was happy.
As soon as you do stuff that you like and you're occupying your time with all these wonderful things, that's when you vibrate at a higher level. And vibrating at a high level, you attract someone who is also vibrating at a high level, who's also, you know, happy and doesn't have that attachment, basically.
No
purposeful.
codependence. Like you certainly didn't need me in your life. Like you're amazing.
You too.
Everything you needed in your life.
Oh, at that point in time, yes. But it wasn't always like that, you know. There was always some sort of attachment because of the expectations that people put on life. And that expectation is like, you know, you get married, have kids, have a successful marriage. But what is successful marriage?
Yeah.
You know, being married doesn't mean it's a successful marriage.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, longevity in marriage to me is not success. I think like personal growth between the two people, continuing to grow and have joy in their life, that's success. Yeah. I wouldn't automatically stand up and applaud a 50-year marriage. I would look to see the two individuals and where they are in their life. Have they grown and have joy and an expression of joy, or has there just been death of a soul?
Yes. Do you want to tell the audience about your circles? Because I thought that was a really good analogy.
The missing piece?
The missing piece, yes.
Yeah, the missing piece is a story that comes out of the Calm app, actually. Really good if people want to try it. No affiliation, but there's Tamara Levitt, does a daily Calm, and she tells this story. It's actually a book. I only just listened to it again yesterday, and it's a book. So I'd love to get the book. We're all about the books, so. Yeah,
we love reading books. Growth books.
Yeah,
business
particularly
books.
growth books. Yeah. 6 Pillars of Intimacy, people. That's a really great book for relationships, and we'll probably talk more about that in future episodes. But the missing piece was a story about a triangle. And the triangle felt like they were looking for a Pac-Man shape to complete them, so they could roll through life as a complete person or entity. And when they were looking for their missing piece, the triangle found the big O. And the big O was already complete. It could roll by itself. Yeah. And the big O said, well, why don't you just roll alongside me for a while? So the triangle rolled alongside and, you know, awkwardly rolled over and flipped and flopped because of its shape. But over time, the edges started to round a bit. And as they rolled on, she became a circle as well. And she didn't need the other person to complete her. It was all within. But the journey they shared was, one of independence, but shared. Like the third entity, there's the two successful individuals come together. And I think that's a good analogy for relationships.
I love that. No, I really love that analogy. When you told me the first time, it just made complete sense. And we were two individual circles, you know. We previously were triangles, and we started rolling and then became our individual circles.
Yeah, we did. We both had like real extreme periods of growth. Prior to meeting.
And it just happened within the year. For me, it happened only in 2024. And before that, I felt like I was growing, but like there was another level of growth that needed to be done.
Your rocket fuel.
My rocket fuel. Yes.
Same. Like I always had growth. Like I said, like even separated under the same roof marriage for 2 years. I went and got a master's degree. I trained regularly and got fit and healthy. And was on the journey. Like I was in the car, but I was running on diesel. And I was just kind of cruising.
Yeah.
Then I got referred up. Like then the relationship really hit rock bottom when I was asked to move out, and I just didn't want to leave my kids. It was tough. And then I started going to the monastery.
Yeah,
And
that
that
really,
was like
that was a really
moment.
important moment for you. And you did that 3-day retreat as well.
Yeah.
It was just perfect timing as well.
Yeah.
When you were telling me.
And that was around February, and then we met. We're both accountants, and we met on 30 June.
30 June.
That was our first hookup, right? Our first conversation. In the
Well,
summer.
you said it wasn't a date.
It's not a date. It wasn't a date. It was
first meeting.
First meeting, yeah.
On
Screen
the 30th
test.
of June.
It was a
Screen
test.
test.
Yeah, you do well in screen tests, by the way.
I do really well in screen tests.
And
yes.
you're a first date superstar. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But no, your screen test was very good. We connected very strongly. We'll talk about that later. But it was ironic that we met on 30 June. Also ironic that we both had holidays booked in November.
Same time.
Same day, in and out of the same airport.
Yep.
Before we'd even met.
It was kind of like, I don't know, it was a bit of destiny. Because I felt like all the events that led me up to the point when I met you was all preparing me to meet you. I don't know, we'll go into a bit of details on that later, but there's just
really
so many,
Yeah.
it couldn't have been coincidences because there were just so many things that had lined up, and it was preparing me for this moment.
Yeah, it's been a great moment. Like you were definitely ready. It's the compatibility is next level.
Yeah, which isn't what I expected because I was so happy just being by myself. I actually found when they say love yourself, I actually was able to embrace that, and I never knew the meaning of what that meant, like loving yourself as much as I did. Everything I did was out of self-love. You know, I spoiled myself, I looked after myself. Because at the end of the day, you still, even in a relationship, you still have to have that self-love.
Yeah, so we came here today to talk a little bit about that, about our journey leading up to the moment that we met. So maybe you start with, like, what were some of those key moments that you felt like prepared you for
to meet you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it all happened, I was saying, this year. So the whole journey, like, I had been separated since November 2019. So it's been a fair while for me. And I never really understood, like, you know, when people say let go, do what brings you joy, all of those things. You know, I tried to do all of that, but, you know, I thought I was doing it, but, you know, subconsciously, was I doing it? Probably not. Like self-love, for example. Like, you know, I would love myself, but how I saw myself was not, subconsciously, not at that level. Like I still didn't love myself fully until I did the work. And, you know, the work could just be as simple as I was listening to affirmations at night that kept, you know, I am affirmations, like I am love, I am, you know, respected, I am beautiful, all of those things. I am enough, exactly. So
that was Mary too, right? Like she was a pretty big catalyst for you.
Yeah, so in 2024, I really my life just changed in so many ways. So the first thing I did was, well, I was doing it a bit at the end of the 2023 year. I was focusing more on fitness. So I had a clear goal in 2024. The goal was not a big goal, but it was a goal. Yeah. It's like to walk 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah, nice.
And in my job, as you know, it's very hard to...
Sedentary.
Yeah, we're always sitting down, tied to our chain to our desk.
Yeah. I was the same. I actually set a goal while I was studying. Like I was doing it all nighter, and I've just been sitting for 10 hours and barely taking breaks. And I said to myself, you know this training that you're doing 2 days a week, 3 days a week, you need to train 300 days a year.
Yeah.
You don't have to train over the top. You don't have to wear yourself out to the point where you're sore every day. Yeah. But just do something. If you could train 300 days a year, I reckon you could get in really good shape.
You just need to start with the little goals. Like, you just need to set a goal, really. Yeah. And even if it's a small goal, if you can accomplish that, it's just a win. And then from there, you set bigger goals.
So you build confidence.
You build confidence, yeah. Like they say, like at the start of the day, just make your bed, because that's a goal and that's done. And, you know, it sets you up for the rest of the day, because you know that you've already won with that.
Yeah,
if you can do that.
Yeah, just showing up at the gym is a
exactly.
I set my clothes up, but they sit on the chair. Like,
sometimes you don't even need to go to the gym. You just rock up at the gym, and that's a win. Yeah. And then slowly that becomes more and more.
I like to celebrate too. I celebrate and try and get the dopamine reward system going in my favour. So as soon as I walk in the door, I'm like, yes, you made it. Well done.
I think a lot of people just forget the celebration part and, you know, just focus on like, go. But you need to stop and reflect and be like, you know,
I try to do it at the end of the session as well. And I try to like talk to people. One of my friends at work, Jason, actually encouraged me, because I never used to talk to anyone. And he's like, I talk to these people at gym. It's really good. You should try. And I just slowly started to come out of my shower and just go, hey, and like sometimes it was like 3 weeks. It would just be a hey, and then it would maybe build into a good morning, and then from there you sort of
your goal could just be like just to speak to one new person a day. Like just you could even make someone's day just by speaking to a stranger and just asking them how their day is.
There was actually a study done that said even eye contact with people, walking past someone and making eye contact, genuine eye contact, can change the way they feel for the next hour. Like
you just don't know what an impact you can have on someone else's life.
That's before you even smile. Like, imagine what a smile can do.
Yes. So you should go around smiling more often, because
I agree.
There's
more
so many things to be smiling about. That's where
so.
our gratitude practice comes in.
I actually read it. It's actually in Dale Carnegie's book. It says just say cheese in your mind.
Oh, that's
just
good.
Like, say cheese and then just do it.
And then you just smile instantly.
You naturally smile. Yeah. I feel lucky.
And I remember when we first met, you were saying like, even at the traffic light, like, you know, if you're stopping at a traffic light, it's like people can get frustrated because they just want to be like at a certain place at a certain time. But you use that time to just be grateful and...
that came out of, I think that was Tamara Levitt as well. She said, I use the traffic lights as gratitude time. So as soon as I see red lights now, instantly my body starts feeling good. And I start thinking about
you have to train it though.
Right? I'm grateful for the job I'm heading towards. I have a great career. I'm grateful for my staff and my team. I'm grateful that it doesn't matter if I'm 5 minutes late. Nobody's gonna get upset. I'm grateful that if I show up into the meeting, everyone will understand. You know, I'm grateful that there's no war in the country I live in. There's so many things. It's so easy to be grateful. I'm grateful the sun is shining. You know what I mean? I'm grateful the sky is blue. I'm grateful I've got a car or a motorbike, whatever I want at the time. We're grateful that we have
this podcast going on, and we're grateful if we have one listener.
I'm grateful for you, because you're our number one listener. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate anyone who listens. Really do. Thanks for tuning in, and we're very grateful. We hope that we can inspire one person from our story, and I feel like we definitely have a good story to tell, and I feel like there is maybe one person out there who could benefit.
We may divert. we do divert a few times, but
I'm pretty sure we're completely off topic so far about broken hearts. It's okay.
That's all right.
We'll get there.
So maybe I'll go back to my story where I had this incredible growth in 2024. So it started with my fitness journey. So as I said, just setting like a goal, 10,000 steps a day. Not a big goal, but it was like, it changed my mindset. You can ask my friend about it, because I walk with him every, on the weekends. But there was a period when I was just like not into the goal. I was always trailing behind. Like 10,000 steps, I would always be like 9,000 something. I was always behind the goal. And he keeps track, like he keeps me accountable, etc. So that was funny. And then something, I don't know, switched in me, and then I started becoming really motivated, and I was surpassing the goal. Like I was doing like 10,500. Like it was like I built a really good buffer just in case I slipped. And I have been slipping only because it's been winter and it's been like sickness or you can't go 1 week.
But you've built this great fitness base now, so
yes.
missing a day or two is not really that impactful now, because you know you'll get back to it.
And I still have that motivation to get back and keep track of that goal. And
You miss it now almost.
Yeah. And then, next year, it's if I know I'll achieve that goal because I'll do whatever I need to get to that goal. Especially in summer when the summer months come up, that I'll be walking a lot more and make up for that. But next year, I'm pretty sure I'll be increasing it to like 11,000 steps and 12,000 steps. Like it would just snowball after that. But
that was do some weight training too, aren't you?
Oh, with you, yes.
Weight training people, it's very important.
You can be my coach.
Yeah. I mean, cardio is fantastic. 300 minutes of cardio a week is really great, and that's great for your system. But muscle mass is so important to overall health.
Yeah.
It's not about looks. It's not about being strong. It's really just about longevity, lifespan, health span, and having a certain amount of muscle mass on your body because it does reduce over time when you age. And it's much easier to build when you're young.
Yeah, I think as you start getting older, you're a bit more conscious about these things. And, when you're young, you take things for granted. And, you're not experienced. Your life just feels like it's, long. But in reality, it's not that long.
Yeah.
And,
shout out to the Huberman Lab for some of my notes and research. I'll put a link to an episode in the show notes so people can get a hold of that about muscle mass and the benefits of muscle. He did a fantastic interview, and I think everyone should have a listen.
Yeah, you got
including
me
you
into it as well. Yes. So where was I? I was in my fitness craze, and then I started looking at my diet.
It's funny how things snowball like that, right? You start fixing one thing up, and it's like, what else could I tweak and make better?
And just making like small changes. I started eating so cleanly, and it started off with my breakfast meals actually. So I was able to find something that I really like to eat for breakfast that's super healthy. Like I have my Greek yogurt with my berries and my banana, as well as all the nuts that you could think of, seeds, your flax seeds, your hemp seeds, your chia seeds, pumpkin seed, a bit of granola. So it's packed with like real goodness and gives you so much energy to start your day, and that's what I have every day, and I don't get sick of it. Love it so much. So I started off with a good breakfast routine, which really sets you up. And I think morning routines are so important because you start your day, you want to be on a good state, right, for the rest of the day. So
you helped me with my morning routines. Like they were good anyway. With my podcasting and weight training and things, but bringing in Joe Dispenza and his morning meditation
morning
work.
Meditations are amazing.
I'll put a link to that in as well.
It's
they're
just
really
next
good.
level.
And then a bit of Tony Robbins priming as well.
Yep.
I can share a link to that too.
I always listen to, I shower in the morning, so I always put a really high beat song in the morning, and I put, at the moment, Life's Never Going to Be the Same Again. And that's a Tony Robbins song that he uses in his training, and it's like a 4-minute song, and I just know like my showers will be like 4 minutes. I try to, but it doesn't always happen. But it's just repeat. No, you know what always comes up after Tony?
What comes
Joe.
up? Joe
Dispenza, and he'll have one of his speeches.
Love the
so
auto feed.
profound.
Love it how the auto feed comes in and just delivers so much gold. I think I've found so many good things.
It's so good. I just let it go on, and then I'm just like, oh, this is meant for me. The morning routine, setting myself up throughout the day, and also like my diet kind of changed. I got rid of all like fried food. All the junk food was completely out as well. Changing to a more plant-based diet. I mean, not always plant-based, but predominantly plant-based.
Trying to eat good whole foods, clean. I think you talk about seafood a lot, and you still eat meat, but you're reducing your amounts and intakes of meat.
And also eating out as well. There was a period, like especially around my birthday, where I had all these people inviting me out for my birthday dinner, and I would try to space it out as much as I can because I didn't want to eat 3 or 4 times out, because it just makes you feel, I don't know, out of your routine, and it's Yeah,
I find some of the food that you eat out is a bit rich, too many sauces, and it just doesn't quite feel as good. Quite as clean. Where I like to cook, so home cooking is nicer for me.
It's so good, home cooking. So just these little things there. So food then became really important to me. Exercise, just doing something. And I just found like the combination of those two. Like, I'm not a big person, and I weighed 55 kilos before. Before I started all of this, and I was able to lose 5 kilos, which is amazing given my size. And that was not the intention at all. That was not the intention to lose weight. But I feel like I have so much more energy, and I feel stronger, I feel better, and
your calves are so strong. Like, you don't have to worry about muscle mass. You want to do calf exercises in your life because your calves are amazing, and that'd be all the walking, right?
So I really love it. And then things like self-love. Like, I started doing facials and stuff, and all these little things. And the biggest thing of all was investing in myself. Like, before, I would never invest in myself. I would never go and, pay like thousands of dollars to do a course. And I have to say, doing this course has now really changed my life.
Yeah. So what course is that?
It was the life coaching course. Yes.
Yeah.
The life coaching course. It changes.
Shout out to Mary. We'll put a
Mary.
link to her business. Yeah.
I don't know, just taking that step was amazing, because I've invested in a lot of things in my life, but never really invested in myself. I think coaching can be really important. Coaching is amazing. I actually just signed up for a coaching course myself, so I'm going to become a coach too. Amazing. You'll be an amazing coach.
I'm doing a 12-week program with Rob Dial, Business Breakthrough. So I spent $11,000 on this course, and that's just like, it blows my mind. I've never done that in the past, but
you make it back 10
it's
times.
an investment, right? And it's an investment not just in me, but in the people that I could help.
100%.
And
I think I remember telling you this, and I was like, don't think of it as you. Think of it as the people who need to hear your message and who you can help. It's all about them. It's not about you. And if you could just help even like one person, like I was saying, if I could help one person with Mary's course, it's worth it for me.
It's profound, isn't it?
It's profound,
just to help one person.
Yes. And it's helped me so much as well. Like.
Yeah, and it's so good that you say it's not about you.
Yes.
And I think we were talking about this the other day around public speaking.
Yes,
like
this is not me.
Huge fear of it, right? But it's not about you. It's about the audience, right? It doesn't matter how you feel. Yeah, you might feel a bit anxious, or you might not want to, speak in front of people. But
this whole thing was not me. This whole thing was you.
But
you got me on board.
So you're pretty open to it. So that's amazing. And
I've become more open in my life, but. As I said, only 2024 has really changed.
No, I think it really helped my attitude. I was in a Toastmasters club very briefly at one point, and one of the speakers, she was an exceptional speaker, and she said that it's not about you, right? It doesn't matter. The emotions you're going through, the other people can't feel it. They can't sense it. That they want you to succeed. They're there to listen to you. They want you to be good. Yeah,
it's funny that you say that, because actually reaching another level this year has made me feel that way, because I feel like back in the days it was a bit more like, if I have something, you can't have it. It's more of a competitive energy, whereas nowadays it's like an abundant energy where if I can have it, so can you.
Enough for you, me, and everyone else.
There's enough to go around. There really is. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think that's just like tapping into some universal kind of belief where if you believe that way, almost generosity as well. If you believe in generosity and you kind of vibrate at that level, you bring it into your life.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, generosity being one of the 6 perfections in Buddhism that I follow. That the first, in fact, sometimes it's called the 10 perfections, but I can put a link into something there if you like around the 6 perfections. But really, really good meditative concentration, points, and generosity, I think, is such a big one, because we all live in this state of scarcity.
Yes,
So much, like.
I think, even reflecting back, like, I was always in scarcity mode, and scarcity, like, for example, dating, like, there's not enough guys out there, like, all the good ones are taken. Like, there's like, as soon as you get older, like, the pool just gets smaller. So it's like scarcity, you know, like there's.
Yeah, now the pool opens up again later.
Well, the pool opens up with all these people who are divorced and, you know,
they've learned so much, and they've grown, and they're better
and then
for
you
it.
think, it was a different mindset back then. It was kind of